Hey folks, how you doing? And thanks for tuning in. And again, in southeast Pennsylvania this year, we are waiting and hoping that we get some cold weather so we can get some ice fishing in down here in southeast Pennsylvania. Anyway, every year, if you follow my videos, I go around to the local lakes and I check the water temperature to see how things are progressing. I usually do that the last week of December. Obviously this year, that was way too early. So today is January 12th. I took a ride to 4 of the main lakes in this area: Marsh Creek Lake, Struble Lake, Hopewell Lake, and Scotch Run Lake. And took the water temperature. Didn't expect to find any ice, and of course I didn't. But I took the water temperatures to try to get some kind of gauge on if and when we get cold weather, the water will start to freeze. So here comes the details on that. Cross your fingers like me and hope for cold weather. Here we go. All right, coming up on Hopewell Lake. So we'll stop here and we'll take a few gauges of things. This is Hopewell Lake. I'm sure some of you may recognize it. And so what I'm doing, taking water temperature here, got my thermometer in, but I'm getting a gauge. I know there wasn't going to be any ice, but I'm getting a gauge. The water temperature now will give me some idea of what will happen when it gets, when the cold weather comes in next week. It'll give me an idea of when the lake might cap off, when we might get some good ice. The water temperature will indicate if it's anywhere near 32 degrees would be great. But we're going to see. We're going to run up to Scotch Run Lake after this, take the water temperature there. I know a lot of you want to fish there for trout. But this lake is got bass, panfish, I think pickerel, things like that. So we'll check the water temperature here. So pulling up my thermometer, water temperature here is a very disheartening 38 degrees. So it's going to take quite a cold snap to get this thing freezing up. Anyway, there you go, 38 degrees, Hopewell Lake. Be Scotch Run Lake, which is up this way. One way in and one way out, folks. Down the Scotch Run, for those of you who recognize it. This is a this lake has a lot of fishing, a lot of panfish, bass, but mainly trout. It is stocked with trout. Actually, the Pennsylvania state record smallmouth bass came out of this little lake, if you can believe it. Anyway, let's take the water temperature here, compare it to what I found up on Hopewell, and we'll see. Now again, I definitely am not expecting to find any ice on any of these lakes, but taking the water temperature again will give some indication of how the lake will react when we do get some good cold weather, if we do. So we'll check the water temperature here in a minute, see what we got. All right, let's check the water temperature here. Had it in for a couple minutes. Let's see what we got. We have just about the same as Hopewell Lake, 38 degrees. Again, I was hoping it would be a lot colder than that, but okay, so that's 2 lakes at 38 degrees in about the same area. We're going to go over and check Struble Lake and then Marsh Creek, and we'll see what happens there. So let's go. Struble Lake. Going to do the same thing here. Again, not expecting anything far as ice goes, but the water temperature will tell us what's to come. This is Struble Lake. This is the main and I think only boat launch. So I have my thermometer in here. We'll leave it in again a couple of minutes. We'll see what goes on. This lake is fairly small. It's non-powered boats, in other words, just kayaks, canoes, or electric motors. But there's a good amount of panfish, there's bass, catfish. Some people still claim walleyes. Thermometer's sitting in the water right there. It's only been in there about a minute, so we'll give it another minute. Okay, let's see what the water temperature is here. So at 42 degrees, this is not anywhere near ready. But now at least we know. Okay, so much for Struble Lake. Let's go over to Marsh Creek Lake and check that out. Then we'll be done. Okay, coming up on Marsh Creek State Park. Gonna take a look at things here. Well, here we are at Marsh Creek Lake. This is the Lindale launch. We're going to throw the thermometer in. And from what I've had so far, I would guess that it's going to be about somewhere around 40 to 38 degrees. All right, let's pull the thermometer and see what we got. We have 40 degrees right on the button. So there you go, there's a trip around the area, and not too promising at this point. The lakes really have to chill down another 7, 8, some of them 10 degrees before they even get to freezing. So it's going to be a while, but it's coming. You got to have faith. I'm going to eventually get my tip up wet by jigging rods and ice auger working and things like that. So hey, for those of you that are heading north to Poconos, have fun, stay safe, see you next time.